Right-wing radio host Alex Jones is involved in a child custody battle, and his on-air comments may be used against him. Back with me now, my legal panel. All right, this one is very interesting to me, Alan, because Alex Jones has made a lot of outrageous claims over the past years. He has said that 9/11 was an inside job, that Sandy Hook was a hoax, that the Boston Marathon was staged, among countless other things. But today, he stood in a courtroom. He's battling his ex-wife, Kelly Jones, who wants sole custody of their children because she believes him to be unstable. Here's what his lawyers say. Jones's lawyer called him a performance artist and said he says these things. He is merely playing a character. Mm-hmm. That's going to come as a surprise to a lot of people, I'm sure. I watched him for the first time, a clip of the. I was like, I can't believe people actually believe this.
Or he actually believes
Or he actually believes that. So that's going to be a lot of surprise. What do you think? Is that a defense?
Well, it's a stupid defense for him because if he can prove he's a phony, he wins. But if he is seen to be authentic or legitimate, he loses. So if he wins the custody of the kids, he loses his show, basically, because people are not going to want to watch a phony, a performance artist. And so, look, realistically, it's a custody case. The judge ought to think about what's in the best interest of the child. Even if he's a complete nincompoop on television, he might be a good father.
I like that word, nincompoop. That's a good one. We're going to bring that back. So listen, what do you think, Mark? Can the excuse be made that someone is merely playing a character in their job, but is different in their personal life? Can that hold water in a court case as sensitive as this one?
Well, actually, that's a first cousin to what Hulk Hogan claimed in his lawsuit. Other people have claimed that that they're just playing a character. So yeah, I could see where you could be successful saying that, but successful in the sense that you're committing a suicide mission in terms of the people who actually listen to you and believe that nonsense. So,
but you know what he's going to do? He's going to go back on television
can't win
and say,
for losing, so
he's going to say, I was play acting in the court in order to win. So he's going to turn it around.
Oh, yeah. Mark, do you want
Except he's got that nettlesome perjury thing about that.
Yeah. Go ahead, Ariva.
I worry about this case, Don. As a children's rights advocate, whenever I see someone with this, spewing this kind of rhetoric, I hope the judge takes this case very seriously. I hope psychologists have been brought in and that everyone's evaluating whether these kids are in a safe environment. And that's the real question here. And if this guy is just acting, is there any record of this? Has he said that at all on this radio program or on any of these platforms?
Why would you want to act? Well, okay, let's just say, he is acting, right? I mean, I'm sure in some way he is, because who can believe this? Maybe he does. But to say, the Sandy Hook family, the victims there, why would you want to act? Who would want to act around something like that?
Because he wants to be a provocateur, because he wants to build a base, because he wants to make money, and he's tapped into an audience that will listen to him and make him have 7 million viewers. This guy is wildly popular. So I'm not buying this that he's just acting, because, again, I want to check the records. Is there any evidence that he's ever told one of those 7 million viewers that this is just an act? This is an act to try to win this custody battle. I do believe that. But I think these kids may be in danger, and I hope this case is taken very seriously, and the best interest of the children is ultimately what is at stake here.
The courts did take away children from people who are overtly Nazi or overtly extremists on the ground that bringing up children in that environment won't be appropriate. But again, there has to be a single standard. You don't want to apply something to the right and a different standard to the left. So anything we say about an extremist on the right taking away his kids, we would have to say about an extremist on the left too. So let's be careful before we take kids away.
Okay, so but then again, there's an extensive public record on what he's done and what he says, and also a lot of things are said during child custody cases and divorce battles. But in this case, again, there's an extensive public record, and also which I find fascinating as well. I have to put this quote in there. The president was on Alex Jones' radio show, even said to him, your reputation is amazing. He also said to him that he wouldn't let him down, that Alex Jones has the ear and the endorsement. If he has the ear and the endorsement of the president of the United States, I mean, how can he just be a performance artist?
Well, the president has a lot of explaining to do. He endorses Jones, he endorses O'Reilly. Who else is he going to endorse?
Last word, Mark, quickly. What do you want to say to that?
Well, look, I tend to shy away from taking somebody's kids away because of their political views. I mean, all you have to do is go over to the courthouse and watch them marching guys from prison through the courthouse in the jailhouse blues and give them the opportunity to make the case as to why they should not lose child custody. So if you can commit heinous crimes and still retain custody or at least have the visitation, I don't know why your thoughts should be a non sequitur.
You get the last word and right on time.